We welcome you to our channel, Logical-NDE, where we narrate near-death experiences from people who claim to have passed away, visited the other side, and luckily got back. Before listening to today's near-death experience, please take a moment to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more near-death experience stories. I am a doctor, and I could never believe anyone sharing their near-death experiences if I had not experienced it myself. This is what the lady doctor shared with me when narrating her story. And today, I am going to tell you how she went through a near-death experience and came back. She requested to keep her name hidden, so I won't be telling you her name. She wants me to tell all of you what she saw when she nearly died. The next would be her own words she wrote to me to share with you. I died, saw the future, and came back. I am not going to reveal my name or anything that might get me traced. I don't want anyone to know who I am, but I want everyone to know how it really feels when you die and get your life back. It changes everything, from how you see the world to how you treat people. From childhood, I had dreamt of becoming a doctor one day. Not only a doctor, but a neurologist who will help everyone help people untie the complex knots. I wanted to be someone who would understand the world mentally disturbed people see. My mother had gone through mental traumas when I was 7. She would tell me how she felt because no one else would believe her. She would tell me stories of where she had traveled even if she had not been to those places in real life. Yes, she was my mother, but believing her was difficult. I became a neurologist to understand better what happens in the minds of people like my mother. No one can understand what it feels when no one listens to you or laughs at what you say. I studied hard and finally became a neurologist. But it didn't satisfy me. Science didn't tell me about the world mentally disturbed people live in. One day, a patient came to me. It didn't look as if she was a patient. She was wearing expensive branded clothes and shoes and came to my clinic on her Rolls Royce. Everything she said was absolutely right until she told me about her near-death experience. She said she had seen the future. I could not believe her, and how could I? I listened to her, and at last, I told her that things like this never happen. It wasn't something a neurologist should have said. I did wrong. She didn't say anything. She paid me the fee and went away. After a month, I was going back to my home in my car when a man stopped me. He came in front of my car and waved to me to get out of the car. I came out. Suddenly, he seized me, turned me, and bent me over on the car's bonnet. He wanted to rape me. There was no one on the road because it was night. I cried, but no one came to help me. Luckily, I had a surgical blade in one of my pockets. I bit his hand and gave him a slight cut. I didn't know he would be so angry at that. It hurt him, but his anger was more than that. He took out his gun. Everything stopped then. I saw darkness all around. I could not hear any sound. It seemed as if I was sleeping and about to open my eyes. Finally, I opened my eyes and found myself in a forest. I thought that man might have taken me away from the city to this forest, but I couldn't see him around. Then I was surprised to see something unrealistic. I could see my mother there, standing and opening her arms wide. I thought it was a dream, but no, it was real. I was in heaven. I could not believe it, and how could I? I never believed in the patient who shared her near-death experience, and now this was happening to me. I am a neurologist, and I deduced that I might be in a state of mental trauma. This could never be real. But then I saw Jesus. I never believed in any religion, though my mother was a Christian. Jesus came near me, and I don't know how, but I felt tears in my eyes. I had never been so emotional as I was that day. He saw me and said he knew I didn't believe in him. He said I could now know that heaven and he exists. He told me that I had died. I asked him how, and he said to me that a sinister person had killed me. He had shot me on my legs and around my belly. Yes, I didn't believe in any religion, and this was my time to get answers to all the suffering the world was going through. Leave the world. I myself became a victim of an evil man. Why? But I could not speak. It seemed like words were in my mouth, but my lips didn't want to move. Jesus saw me and understood what I was thinking. He said that both good and evil people had been on earth and would be there until the earth ends. They cannot live separately because that's the condition humanity chose. Then I was shown the future. Honestly, I was more worried about myself than the world. Yes, I was selfish, and I think every human would be selfish in those conditions. I was shown the man who had shot me. I was shown the time after 3 years when that same man was beaten and shot by a lady police officer. He tried to do the same with her as he tried with me. But she had a gun, and she was stronger than him. She shot him once and then let her feel the pain. Then she took a brick and hit his legs, hands, and head. She broke her hands and feet and then shot him in the head. I would never see such a thing, but seeing that was making me feel good. One of the sinister was being punished. Then suddenly, I felt a rope in my left leg. I felt a jerk in the string, and then somebody pushed it. I went with it until the time came I could not see anything. Again there was darkness. I opened my eyes and saw the ceiling. It was the ceiling of the hospital I worked in. I had been in a coma for over 2 years, and this was the first time I was opening my eyes. Doctors rushed into my room and told me I had been there for 2 years. They said I was shot in the legs many times, but the bullets in my belly had almost taken my life. I was discharged from the hospital after a week. I could not walk at all. I hired a maid who became my friend. She said she could stay with me and take care of me. I felt lucky, and spending time at home became a little easier. Time went on, and my health improved, but I could not walk. One morning, I was waiting for my maid to come back home. I had sent her to buy some eggs and bread. She came after half an hour and told me she was listening to what had happened last night. I asked what had happened, and she told me that a criminal had been murdered by a lady police officer in self-defense. Everything just stopped when I heard the last words, "lady police officer." I immediately switched on the TV and saw on the news that the same man had been killed last night. She tried to rape a lady police officer, but this time, he had run out of luck. The lady police officer had beaten him, broken his hands and legs with a brick, and then shot him in the head. It happened exactly after 3 years of the mishaps that happened to me. From that day on, I understood that near-death experiences are real. It appeared to me that the stories of the patients coming to me could be linked to near-death experiences. Not everyone knows that they died and came back. Some thinks that it was a dream, a bad dream. Thanks for sticking to the video till the very end. If you don't want to miss out on the near-death experiences people share, then please subscribe to our channel. You can like and share this video if you love it. Until the next video, stay tuned.